What about the people who died? There's a family that suddenly someone passes away. It could be a daughter, a son, a father. How should the other people relate to this loss, to the pain that they feel? What's the right way to work with all these things? First of all, I understand that they feel pain because human-wise, that's how it is. God forbid, especially that it's children. That it's the parents, then naturally, as if there's a limit to each and every person. It's clear to me. My parents and also I as an elder person, it's clear where is it all headed. But the children that die before their parents, it's really a big tragedy. I'm not saying that there is place here aside from sharing their sorrow, but on the other hand, a person that starts seeing reality from a higher level, eternal, complete, he understands that all those actions that we take in this world, that we do in this world, they have a great significance, and that truly no one, whether he is alive or dead, doesn't simply disappear, but each and every one has a role. And if a person did not even realize his role, that throughout his life, here and now, he has reached this perfect state, his heaven, while he is living here in this world. But he has the opportunity, and probably that for the time being he has finished his role, and therefore it happened so that somehow he ended his corporeal life here, and his soul once again returns to realize its role in order to achieve in this lifetime, in this world, that person's spiritual role, meaning to achieve specifically in this world with the ego. What is this world? This world is all in all the reality which we see through our ego, through this quality that we want to acquire everything, protect ourselves, grasp everything. This is a kind of a perception of reality. We were given this perception to begin with. It's limited, true, so that atop upon this perception we will actually build the counter perception instead of grabbing everything for ourselves, the other way around. How can we derive all of our forces, our inner forces, and give them out to everyone? And it's impossible to be without that. On the contrary, this world is a wondrous world. It gives us an excellent opportunity to reach the higher world and to use the ego, which is called helpmate, against him, against the good force. We have the evil force, and against it we have to build the good force, not to erase it, but above it. Love covers for all crimes. And therefore this opportunity is given to everyone, and if a person does not succeed in realizing this opportunity, then it repeats, and we see it in each and every generation. And not only that people are born, but that also population is growing in number and in quality. Everyone has an opportunity, and our generation is special in this respect, that we are the first starting to use the correction of the wisdom of Kabbalah that helps us reach a new perception of the world. So how should a family that one of them suddenly died, like a daughter or a son, how do the family members have to relate to that? How can they cope with the pain? I can't tell people that they don't see the higher world. I can't tell them not to be sorrowful about it, but there is need to to for each one of them to influence the others and the family to achieve this new kind of reality, additional reality, because by that they actually help the souls of their relatives, and by them coming to the realization once again, they will be already on a different level. And also, we don't feel it, but we're interdependent and interconnected. Those that are alive here and those that aren't alive here. The souls, they're all, even after a person dies, we're still connected to him? Of course. What's the connection? How do we influence one another? By good deeds, by taking good actions here, we influence those souls that are outside bodies. They're meaning in potential, not in matter, in force, not in matter. So you're saying that those souls exist in this potential space? Yeah, these are forces. What's in you now that you're talking and so on? We call it the spirit of life. But this spirit of life, it's an egoistic one. If you'll add the altruistic spirit to it, then you'll get a complete soul. So, wait a second. You're saying that the fact that we regret that someone suddenly was taken from us, that's clear. No question. We feel sorrow. But beyond the sorrow, what's the right way to deal with it? You say that there was the spirit of life and it disappeared, but it still exists. There's still a connection between us. I lost you. There was someone, he suddenly disappears. We keep on living. So you start saying, okay, fine. You start seeing, but nothing disappears from the world. Nothing. The forces, they exist. So how do you connect with that force, with that soul? A person can't do it, and all of these connections, all these kinds of it doesn't exist. Mediums, things like that doesn't exist. But only to the extent to which we can improve our actions. Those that are still alive, yes. By that, we can help those souls prepare themselves correctly for their new role, for their new life. That the next time that they return to life in the body, they function in a more correct, closer way to correction, and by that complete their role here in this world. All the souls come to a state where all of them have to attain the higher world while still living in this world. And when someone dies, that's the question. So we'll have an opportunity next time. Incarnations. There are incarnations outside the body, there are incarnations in the body. Are there such cultures that know how to identify? I don't want to talk about it at all. It's such a lie altogether. Don't touch it, don't even mention it. Okay, so let's find out. Someone died. He was close to me. What is the right way to relate to it? Not in a false way, not fantasies. What's the most beneficial way for me to work with my pain that someone is lost, gone? You invest forces in correcting your attitude towards the world, to be as close as possible to love of others, what the Torah demands. And love covers for all crimes, and by that, for sure, also all of those people that are close to you, you help them. This is how we help each other. Like in this life that we can help each other, the same way we help each other in souls, meaning that I can also help someone who passed away. Yes, how do I help him? We're still connected, but he's already dead. I don't understand. The body dies. What does it have to do with the body? In souls, we're all interconnected. We're all called the soul of Adam Rishon. Is there a state that we will all feel that we're together? Yes, we will feel. When? When you will start feeling the other, you'll start also feeling the souls outside the body. I'll know how to identify them? Yes. Only not in the way you identify identify a person. I don't exactly understand. I don't want for you to think in this direction at all. We think something simple. A person dies, we feel pain. What's the right thing to do? Bestow onto others in a good way, period. Achieve love for others. Me. Yes, you. And this will influence the deceased for the better. Yes, nothing else. No money, no other forces, actions of yours, nothing. Only benefiting others, bestowing onto others in a way that you help the people to be closer to each other or love each other without all the philosophizations around it. And my thoughts about the loss, what about them? Only by your attitude, good attitude towards others, that you correct yourself to be good to others, not simply so. That's egoistically. You have to then raise yourself to a different level through studying the wisdom of Kabbalah, and then you will reach a state where you'll feel him too. Feel him how? As a force, like all of us are forces. But that also already has to do with perception of reality, the way we see each other with what screen. How does it seem to me that I see reality? What does it mean that all of us are forces? You're seeing me, you're talking to me. You're not seeing me. You see the souls, and it seems to you that you see bodies. And what about someone who's dead? Then you don't stop seeing him. Then you stop seeing him. What is it? The body disappears because you see only bodies. If you could identify the soul is the force of bestowal and love inside a person, that it's hidden inside a person, that it barely works inside a person because he didn't develop it and you didn't develop it. Develop the ability to see the soul and you'll see. To develop the ability to see the soul, what does it mean? What do I have to develop in myself? The will to bestow and love. The people around me, that live around me? Yes. And then I'll also be able to see those that we don't see now? Yes.